coming off of this games. How are you feeling about your performances in Birmingham overall?
Pretty pleased with how I went. I mean, coming into it with the 4 events, I definitely wanted to come away with the 4 gold. It was going to be a challenge though. There's, a couple of young girls there that are really pushing me at the moment. Molly and Summer, of course. But yeah, I'm super proud of how I went. And I think the relay as well was such a highlight. I think it was good to kind of finally put that together and do the swim that I think we could do in that relay. I think we've missed the mark the past couple times. I mean, I was disappointed with my leg in Tokyo. So I feel really happy that I could finally pull one out for the team. And I think I'm most proud of my split in the relay this week.
Yeah. Just coming into the meet, obviously you forewent World Championships. That was the plan from the beginning. How did you feel heading into this meet, knowing that you could just focus on this one and didn't have that kind of double taper of world champs and Commonwealths this summer?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was really important for me mentally. I've had my life has been so crazy since the Olympics that I really only wanted to have the one meet to focus on. I don't think I had like the capacity in my brain to kind of be up twice in such a short period of time. So, I mean, that's why I came to Com Games, because I love this meet. It's fun. It's really important to Australia. The Australian public get behind the Commonwealth Games like the Olympics. So that's why I wanted to do it really for the country and bring home as many medals as I could. And I'm happy I could do that.
How do you feel like your life has changed since Tokyo? Obviously, you had such great performances there, but you mentioned life has changed. In what ways?
Well, certainly since the Olympics, I think, just being recognized in public is one thing, but in terms of my swimming, I think there's a little bit more pressure on me to perform now. I think people are expecting me to win, which is different. I don't think people realize how challenging it is to keep performing at this international level and being on top. There's always going to be people there that are pushing you. And so I feel the pressure from home a little bit more, but I'm good at blocking it out. And I think the pressure that I still put on myself is still greater. And I don't get too fazed by, expectations from other people, but I certainly feel that there is more expectation from the Australian public to perform now.
Do you feel like your expectations of yourself or your motivation has shifted since Tokyo?
I feel like my motivation is better than before Tokyo. I feel like my headspace is in a really different place. Going into Tokyo, I kind of put everything in my life on the back burner just to focus on swimming. I had that, those big goals at the forefront of my mind, and they pretty much controlled my life. But since the Olympics, I've really tried to balance my life as best I could. And I think that's kind of created a better headspace for me at training and better motivation to rock up the training and have fun with it. And, now I've experienced those absolute highs at the Olympics. You can't really describe it once you've experienced it, and you want to experience it again and again and again. And I think that's my motivator now.
That's great insight. How do you feel like training has gone this season, especially with Dean and with the crew that you guys have down there?
Yeah, well, I've definitely surprised myself this year. I mean, if you had asked me in January if I would break a world record in May, I would have said absolutely zero chance. Pretty much I didn't do any proper work until the beginning of 2022. So to get to the level that I did in such a short period of time, I'm really proud of. But the crew that we have back home is so good. I mean, with Kia joining the group, our distance program with Elijah, Kia and I and a few others back in the squad, we've got a really great bunch that are pushing really hard. And then when I come down to the 200 work, obviously Molly's there and, Shayna and we've got a really great bunch and we work really well together. And Dean creates a really fun environment and makes every day different. Never come to training angry or sad or unhappy. He always makes it a really fun environment to be in. And I think that's really important. Like when you're pushing really hard and you're putting your body on the line, I think it's important to, create an environment in the program that, can sometimes make you forget about how hard it is. And I think Dean does that really well.
Yeah. So just coming back to the Commonwealth Games, heading into this meet, you were the defending champion in 2 of those 3 events. Did you feel any pressure from that aspect?
More so pressure that I put on myself to defend my titles. Like, I wanted to come away from this backing it up and doing it 4 years later. I think that was really important for me. And I think also in the 200, being pipped on the Gold Coast by I think it was 0.01 maybe. So I really wanted to come here and win that event and, snag the title. So I think it was more so what I wanted to achieve in terms of gold medals here and backing it up from the Gold Coast.
In the 400 freestyle, on the last day, can you take me through what it's like to swim an event that is of that distance, is of that importance to you in your career, on day 6 of a meet like this, and still come away with a meet record and a win?
Yeah, I mean, the Com Games program for me is really physically demanding the back 2 days. I think doing the 800 into the 400 on the last 2 days is super tough. And it's hard to back up physically. I think mentally I'm pretty good now at coming down and trying to switch off and get ready for the next one. But physically after an 800, it's really hard to get up the next day and produce a great 400. So for me, it wasn't about producing an incredible time. It was about racing and, being the toughest on the day and getting the job done. And I'm really proud of how I did that. I think having the 400 on the last day is it's pretty tough, but I'm happy that I could get the job done.
So just moving forward, what's the plan now? Are you still looking to, or are you looking to world champs in short course worlds in 22, long course in 23? What's the plan for you moving forward?
So I'm having a bit of a break now, switching off, having a bit of holiday here in Europe, which I'm really excited for. For me, next year, I'm looking towards world champs in 23, and then obviously on to Paris. World short course in Melbourne would be amazing to do it in front of a home crowd, but I just can't really see that fitting into my program this year. It's a long time away for us in Europe. I didn't even do Worlds in Budapest, and it's been a long time away. So, just looking forward to Worlds next year, and very much looking forward to my holiday that starts now.